I carry a sacred vision to see more spiritual leaders step forward who do not normally fit in this narrow image of what we have been shown. I would love to see more gay, different, colorful people, leaders shaped by foster care like me, or migration, complexity, people from many parts of the world who have walked real paths with the medicine and therefore also carry real medicine that is embodied. Maybe leaders who have not seen themselves reflected in what spiritual leadership looks like, because there is so much wisdom that stays hidden, stories that have never been spoken, and voices that have learned to stay quiet and unnoticed. Medicine that has never reached the people it was meant for. So that is why I'm sharing this journey with you. In Sacred Service, I teach different layers of this work, and this series is about how to integrate your sacred service, your impact, and your medicine. It is a step that many of us are called into as we go deeper on this path, from drinking the medicine to becoming the medicine. It's about how you take what you have lived, what you have integrated, and allow it to become something greater, something that can be shared and held and received by others. These episodes are tiny sacred lessons, like seeds, and you will see them marked as sacred service, each of them carrying a specific piece of this path. Small transmission you can take in, digest, and walk with. And if you feel called to go deeper, you can always step into the integration circles that I host, where we work directly with your expression, your impact, and your service in a safe, sacred space. Because this is not only about healing for yourself, it's about the next layer, the integration of your impact, your medicine, of your expression, so that your consciousness can fully open up, take form, and blossom after the deep work you've done at the root of your own healing. Each week, there will be a new episode devoted to this path. So take what speaks to you, hopefully let it work for you. And more than anything, I hope you allow yourself to be seen a little bit more, to share more of your voice, to share more of your story, and to inspire others to also start their path of healing and transformation.
Ayahuasca, curandera, es espíritu de abuela, es mi alma, es mi guía, camino con luz, paz de día. Ayahuasca, curandera, es espíritu de abuela, es mi alma, es mi guía. Camino con luz, paz de día, ayahuasca.
You already know that you came into this world to do this work. And after deep transformational experiences, people will come to you and say, more people need to know about you. More people need to know about this work. So this is what this journey is about. This is sacred service. It is about taking the work you already carry, your healing, your lived experiences, your medicine, and giving it a form so it actually can exist in this world. Not as something hidden in sessions and ceremonies, but as something that can be seen, felt, and received. This is the movement from secret to sacred. Not by exposing your work, not by making it loud, but allowing it to live. Because here is what most people don't understand that are not on the same journey as us. What we have is not a skill. This is not something you trained in. This is a calling. It is born from your own story, your own healing, your own lived transformation. The medicine that you carry is not a certificate on a paper. It is something you earned. It's something you listened your way into. It's something that changed you before it ever touched anyone else. So for you, this service is not a sales pitch. It's sacred. And because of that, you might have been careful, because you're sensitive. And that sensitivity is what makes your work land. It's what allows you to feel people, to meet them at levels others can't meet them, and to hold them in a safe space. But that same sensitivity makes visibility feel like an edge, not because you doubt your work, but because you know what can happen in public spaces. You know how fast things move, how easy something deep can be misunderstood, how something relational and alive can be flattened. And much of what you do cannot even be explained in a sentence. So you stay private. You let referrals speak. You keep your work close, careful and sometimes hidden. And still you can feel it, something that just stirs within you. A quiet knowing that this medicine you carry, it wants to reach further. And this is the gap most of us stay in, where your medicine is strong, but the container is not built yet, where your presence is deep, but there is no structure to hold it, where your experience is multidimensional, but you do not yet have a way to express it so people can receive it. So our work together is simple. We take what is inside of you and we give it form. Your voice becomes something you can use consistently. Your message becomes something people can understand and feel. Your platform becomes a place where your work can live, a place of your transmission. And your service becomes something people can actually step into. Not by changing what you do, but simply by allowing it to exist outside of you, where it can meet people, where it can grow, where it can support you as much as you support others. Because this world does not need more polished teachers pretending to be perfect. It needs people who serve from truth, from integrity, from real lived experience. It needs people like you. And this is sacred service. It's a movement and a journey from secret to sacred. This journey is created with so much care, intention, and attention. And it comes from lived experience, because I know what it takes to step into this. My biggest challenge on this path of healing and transformation with ayahuasca was living two separate lives. One where I was a professional, working with well-known transformational leaders and global platforms, clients that were visible and capable and respected. And another one where I was quietly serving at retreats, often for free as an integration facilitator, sitting with people in the rawness of their process, awakening deeper and deeper and holding space in rooms that felt more real than anything else. And the split that I felt was not in the work, it was in me, because I had a core fear to fully share who I was inside of those sacred spaces, to take what I knew and what I've lived and what I've carried and bring it out into this world without filtering it, softening it, reshaping it, making it fit in. So I tried so many times. I started a podcast, I opened platforms. I said, this is it, now I will do it. And every time the same thing happened. A piece of feedback would land, doubt would creep in, I would start overthinking, or I would simply just disappear from my own path. And if I'm honest with you, I did not lose any because of the outside. I always lost in the confrontation with my own self. And after guiding thousands of leaders and facilitators for more than 15 years, helping them find their voice, building their platforms, standing proudly in their work, I reached a point where I could not avoid it anymore. I had to do this for myself, not as a concept, not as something I could explain, but as something I was willing to truly live. So I created the Ayahuasca Integration Podcast, and this time it stayed. I did not try to perfect it. I did not even try to promote it or make it impressive. I stayed close to what was real for me, and I kept sharing from there. And then something shifted. Without pushing it, without promoting it, it started to move by itself. And within the community, from person to person, week by week, it keeps growing. And this showed me something that I could not unsee. My voice has a place. My experience has a place. My way of seeing and holding has a place. Not because I forced it into the world, but because I allowed it to exist in this world. And so does yours. So this journey is not content. It's a transmission of everything I had to walk through to make this shift possible. Tiny micro lessons. Each one is small, direct, and each one is something I had to learn in my own body. Not by thinking about it, but by hitting the wall, avoiding it, coming back to it, and finally moving through it. These are the diamonds I found on this path. Not at the end of the path, on the path, inside the process. And what opened through this is something I did not expect in this way. A life where I am walking this path with people I admire, where I can train and focus on healing myself and be myself at the same time, where I am my process and not separate from my process or my service, where I'm not trying to become someone else to be of value. That is the shift, to receive community, support, safety and abundance, not by chasing it, but by staying close to what is true for me. I'm just following what I'm genuinely curious about, my highest excitement. I'm following what I need to heal. I'm following what wants to be expressed through me. And since you are here, you are likely standing at the same edge. You have done so much of this work. You have walked through your own healing, your own process, your own initiations, and now there's something in you that wants to come out, a seed, something that feels sacred, personal, something that is directly connected to your story. And the moment you move towards expressing that, you start activating doubt, fear of being seen, fear of being misunderstood, fear of stepping into a position that your system does not yet fully recognize as safe. Because you might be the first person in your lineage to do this in this way, to speak like this, to heal like this, to share like this, and to stand in this level of visibility and truth. This is where your highest expression meets your deepest protection, and it is a threshold. And this journey is not here to give you the perfect roadmap. It is here to give you small, precise movements that help you stay on your path when everything in you wants to step away from it. Each lesson is just a seed, something you can take in, sit with, and apply it in your own way. Not to become like me or anyone else, but to become more like you. To walk your path in a way where it starts to open, where your voice starts to land, where your platform starts to form, and where people starts to meet you. Not because you try to force anything, but because you stayed long enough, honest enough, present enough. So take from this journey what resonates. Listen for insights, not for confirmations or conclusions. These are simply seeds of your expansion. And you, my friend, are the one expanding into your true expression and your sacred service and impact. Thank you for being here.
Ayahuasca, curandera, es espíritu de abuela, es mi alma, es mi guía. Camino con luz, pasaría. Ayahuasca, curandera, es espíritu de abuela, es mi mi alma, es mi guía. Camino con luz, paz sería.